Hey, what's up, collective? Dil Divine here with Abundant Insights. It has been the hottest minute since I've been on YouTube. And honestly, I am here on an inspired whim and taking inspired action following a reading I actually did earlier today that really, really inspired me. And just coming to terms with the fact, it's like, why am I not in front of the camera? Like, where have I been? What is going on? And I have really, really missed it. And I think what better time than now to start when the inspiration is fresh, as well as following Lionsgate energies. Earlier this week, we had essentially the zenith of the portal on 8/8 as a fly comes in and tries to attack me, of course, like when we're trying to just go live. And we also have the full moon in Aquarius that hit the 11th or 12th, depending on your time zone, location in the world. And we're still feeling those energies. Like where I'm at right now, it's the afternoon of the 13th. Full moon Aquarius on deck, really feeling that these events, personally for me, have teamed up to invite in the power of pause, the power of reflection, the power of essentially going in and taking stock of where am I at now. And I almost feel as though it's a pause to review patterns and behaviors and seeing, do they align with the version of self that I am intending to embody? So essentially, when we're going through transformation, change, evolution, things of that nature, there are certain aspects of self that we keep with us that we feel are beneficial. And we're also given opportunities to release and let go of things that no longer serve, right? Many of them are the ways we think or certain default operating system, essentially. And, pardon me, what I'm feeling with that is the last several days after a whole bunch of momentum that led up to Monday with the Lionsgate and essentially me holding space for community circle and ritual, which thank goddess I got to enjoy, let alone do and perform and embody. The days in between, all about going inward, all about slowing down. I noticed, not even at my behest, many meetings or certain plans, other folks needed to reschedule or cancel them. And I was very grateful. I was the person in the meme where it's like, oh, plans canceled. Meanwhile, internally, I'm like, oh, thank you, because I can really use the time and the space to go in and just rest and nourish. So if anybody has been feeling that at this point in time, you are being encouraged and supported to do so. Oh, Callie. I am house sitting, pet sitting, PS. So with that, I want to just get into a daily general reading of today, though, seeing what messages do Spirit want me to channel and discuss right off the rip, as far as wisdom, things that could help us with integration, furthering with our transmutation. I want to see what Spirit has me say to this general collective YouTube audience that may encounter this video, because we know I'm a big believer that if you feel very called to listen and tune in and stay tuning in, the message, you're meant to get those downloads. So even if you don't see this as of the day it's released, trust that you will find it in divine timing. As well as I'm doing that, although I am reading right now, today being August 13th, I am not limiting this transmission inherently to just one day, because we also know with a general collective, there's always the invitation to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and honor that we are all essentially on our own unique timeline and journey. So certain things may reveal themselves following this video. Maybe some stuff has already happened, or maybe you're kind of in this present tense moment with me now, and it's just like, I don't know what's going to go down. So with that, I'm really excited to jump in and use the Starseed Oracle. I felt guided to use that, and then I'm going to riff from there and see what else comes through. And so just a little general housekeeping is I've already called in the guides. I've already done the prayers. I'm going to do shuffles also while I'm on camera. However, I have also done some shuffling of the deck and cleansing, but I just want to state that. So with that, why don't I just set the board and see what messages we've got. So please and thank you, dearest ancestors, angels, archangels, guardian angels, deities, gods, goddesses, Neteru, ascended masters, Atlanteans, Lemurians, Lyrans, Minticons, Pleiadians, Syrians, Andromedans, Arcturians, Starseed allies, family and lineage, sacred power animals, Mayan oracles, dearest dragons, fairies, mermaids, unicorns, beloved inner children and adolescents, highest selves and superior selves, there we go. Dearest celestial, divine soul, spiritual beings, family and tribe with the highest vibration of purest intentions, I call upon you all now, once again, to please continue cleansing and purifying, centering and grounding, shielding and protecting me to and through unconditional love, light, and pure source energy, as well as for the reader, the listener, the consumer at any point that they are tuning into this transmission. May they too be blessed up across all time, space, and dimensions. May we all be united through the golden angelic ray of Ilahi Noor, Ilahi Noor, Ilahi Noor, feeling our cells and DNA just being juicily loved and nourished by the universe and our guides, coming to the ultimate and highest optimal vibration, be it in alignment, of course, with divine will and respect of free will for all parties involved. A woman, a femme, a man, a ho, a she, namaste, Ilahi Noor. So I always love to do my prayer and invocation, and I did it before, but then while shuffling, I felt guided to do so again. Just coming correct, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, as far as the guides. So what are we feeling, Spirit? I'm thinking Starseed message, 3-card tarot spread, and then we'll see where they want me to riff from there. Okay, and okay. I'm gonna do a big cut and serve. So let's set one there, this, and now we're going to also get some tarot for some clarification. I almost hesitated going live. I was flirting with the idea, and then I was shuffling, cleansing after my last gig, and after doing a little laundry in between. And then I don't know, I felt like the cards were popping. I felt, especially while shuffling my tarot cards, this deck in my hand today, like I don't know what's going on, what the tea is today, but the King of Wands really kept just trying to show himself to me. Now, I don't know if that was just talking to me. However, because he kept coming up, I was feeling invited to embrace and acknowledge and step into my King of Wands energy. I am a Sagittarius, and the Wand suit is associated with fire. However, we know it's not as if a court card is like, oh, you're not that zodiac sign, nothing for you. Like, nah. We all can benefit from the messages, invitations from these archetypes. And when I saw it, what came to me today in that reminder, like kept seeing him, was honor, essentially step into leadership around my passions. And not just step, but embody, practice. Like, there is this element of taking action, however, not just taking action from almost like a mindless or hyper detached place, you know. Like, for example, people who check their mail, right? There's a way in which I'm sure you could just be coming and going out of your home. I used to do this, you know, back when I had a permanent address. You know, and you just come and go and you just grab your mail, and it's almost kind of a mindless chore, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I got it done, but I wasn't really fully along for the ride. Kind of like blessed be. Sometimes how it can be, you know, when folks are driving, like they're still present enough to drive, but you know, when it's like you've been driving or somebody's been driving, it's a little bit chill, maybe not as busy. Like, there's times when you're present and you're focused and you're all in, right? Like, if I told you, I need you to drive around the corner in New York City, the level of presence that a driver may have there is going to be different than if I told them, hey, could you drive around the corner in this rural store where you're like spread out from your neighbors, far less likely to hit little Jobby, Sally, and Sandy, you know, like that kind of gig. So there was something about Spirit bringing in, yes, taking action and direction of your passions, however, making sure it is an action and doing something that you can be fully present and involved in. So, because part of my dream and my passion is to build up abundant insights, and there are certain tasks that I could do, like maybe, I don't know, purging spammy emails on my account. Like, yeah, technically that's like a business task, but the fuller, better embodiment of my passion that really allows me to be the King of Wands energy was showing up here in this now on camera with y'all. So if you've been feeling some of these invitations and these, I was going to say sparks. If you've been feeling some of these sparks, and that is very, very important that that word comes through, because spark, I associate that with fire, once again with the wand, is like, what's sparking up for you? What is trying to spark up for you right now? And are you going to allow yourself to lean into it or fall back? And some of it may take a level of like actually speaking out loud and be like, I'm doing this, or I'm going to do that. That is what I had to do before getting on this call, on this live right now, was to speak to myself online and be like, wait, Dil, why would you not follow this inspired action? Why are you holding back? What reasoning? And I spoke it out loud, like literally letting out the vibration so it's not just trapped in here. Because that's been another key habit of the week that's been brought to the surface, is the power of self-talk. So thank you for allowing me for some of these little nugget downloads while I set the board and sharing with you some of the channelings that have been coming through. Because I'm an intuitive reader, and sometimes the messages come through that I'm supposed to speak on before I even flip the cards. However, with that, we have some cards on the board, so let's start with the Starseed Oracle message of the day. Y'all heard / saw me shuffle, right? Hold on, let me just make sure it's even more there. And what I was just talking about, look at her. First of all, get into this gorgeous card. Gorgeous. Giving portal energies, okay? Giving me doorways. Giving me like layers and levels too, like just with this building too. Because notice how it's not even just a doorway. It's like there's layers and levels to this. There is ascension. I mean, I love this galactic cosmic meets city lights. I mean, honestly, I'm getting like joyous. Like for me, I was thinking of like Ferris wheels, carnivals, theme parks, like joyous rides. I love how I'm giving you everything with flair. Like these bright lights. Flashing lights. Also, with that, I'm noticing there's a version. I was gonna say there's a version of self, and then there's this version of self that's at the precipice of this door. And then reason why I paused and looked at you so dramatically for picking the card, because it's called baby steps. Like, look at what it's saying at the bottom, and think about what I was just like ranting about. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. What was I just talking about? Taking intuitive, i.e. inspired, aligned action and just going for it. And then when I felt the moment, when I felt something being like, do I want to do another reading? Should I go live? Talk it out loud and be like, why am I not? Why am I not going to follow my guidance? What's holding me back? What am I rushing off to? What's the big deal? What? It's like, yeah, I could go and find something else to keep me preoccupied, but this is what I want to do. Like, I'm in flow, I'm in stream, and I'm loving this, and this is in alignment with my dream. And after the reading I did earlier today, where I got so gassed up and full of spirit and being of service with community, I was like, I would love to do this for essentially the digital audience. You know, one that can tune in, because essentially I was doing a community reading via Zoom before this. This one's going to be, you know, listen when you listen. Take the steps, and they're baby steps. Like this going live, clearly I haven't been on here in a hot ass minute. It's not like I've got this down to some, you know, I'm not on my yoga with Adrian yet, where I'm like new videos every Wednesday. Maybe it's a goal, but I'm taking a step now, because what is holding you back from taking a step? And this is not judgmental, by the way. Like the claps are because we're feeling the hypeness of energy. And sometimes, you know, I'm fiery and I feel the pulse. And we are also, this isn't just because I'm a fire sign. It's like, oh, only Dil Divine can do it. Like, no, these are universal energies and archetypes that we all have access to, because we are all one. Universal connection. So you can channel this energy just like you can channel the vibe. I'm clearly feeling very playful with y'all today, and balancing being the motivating coach with the pep talk that's like, being real, and also really, really happy peppy. And I was talking about carnival rides and joy when I saw these lights. So with this, take the baby steps as the invitation in the directions of what lights you up, what sparks joy, what gets you excited, what are you curious about? What is this threshold that you are in front of, or maybe you're halfway through? Because I feel like, to me, some of us are balancing like being in and out, going in and out, maybe dancing in the doorway, if you will. Keep walking. Ooh, and then I see the next. Oh, I just noticed this figure down here. So this building up. It's like y'all have been continuing to take steps. I feel as though for some folks tuning into this message, this is a confirmation steps have been recognized by spirit, and one, give yourself more credit and flowers for the steps you have taken, as well as look at how far you've come. Look at how much, because if we think about this being a climb, right, with elevation, so I'm thinking of incline, possibly increasing difficulty, possibly, take what resonates, all of that. And now you're at the precipice of this portal, this new version of self, a potentially more light, enlivened, joyful, ecstatic, excited, expressive version of self is here. And you've already, P.S., with all the baby steps you've been taking up to this point, you've already been embodying this person. But if you haven't felt it fully, here you are. And being at this portal doesn't inherently mean you have to go and start rushing to doing a whole lot of grandiose actions because you feel that now you're at some kind of point that requires maybe there's some kind of internal programming or some self-limiting belief, something out there that's making you think that you're supposed to be a certain kind of way, or there's a whole bunch of should energy around you right now. Fuck a should, and stop shoulding on other people and stop shoulding on yourself. And I say that with love. And if baby steps are what got you here, allow yourself to keep taking baby steps until the big step reveals itself, because everything in divine timing. And a lot of things with this one, look at how it says action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Big themes always of faith come up. However, it has been brought to my attention again today as well as recently is have your faith. And this is a moment, do you trust yourself? And even if you can't answer that fully yet, are you willing to give yourself a chance to trust yourself? Are you willing to take a risk to trust yourself? Are you willing to take a risk to build your self-trust? If so, one way to do that is to take the action from your intuition and just take the leap of faith, like go for it. Because your intuition is your highest self. Your intuition is your truest self. Your intuition is actually your most loving and well-informed self, because your intuitive self is the one that's actually connected with source consciousness, i.e. the universe, God, goddess, source, the divine, whatever resonates. And even if you don't inherently get that woo, if you can hold space for the belief in a best version of yourself, even if we have to make this very, very human for a moment, your intuition speaks from the voice of your best self. Allow yourself the opportunity to hear your best self, to truly listen to your best self, and not just listen, but to then act. Act upon that guidance and wisdom, and act with them as well. Very collaborative energy, building this relationship with you and yours in inner world and environment, as well as celebrating your baby steps and actions. Because where you are guided to is like the steps have brought you all the way up here to the portal. You're at the moment now where it is the great beyond. There are elements of, even if you knew how to get to this point, now I feel as though it's an invitation and surrender to the next round of uncertainty. And the I don't know, the homework, the challenge, the invitation, the pivotal moment I'm getting here is, are you going to let uncertainty or the unknown like keep you stuck, paused, or stagnant? Or are you going to continue taking baby steps through the portal? And even if that portal only lights up the next footstep in front of you, are you going to take the step or are you going to stay stuck? For some, you have already come so far. Are you going to quit now? For some of you, you've come so far. Can you really go back? Can you really allow yourself to slip into that previous version of self? Yes, I know you literally can. I know you can act like a previous version of self, but can you sustain that for long? Can you fathom that? Can you truly handle that in a way that feels yummy, nourishing, and delicious? Probably not, because it's a former version of self seeking to be let go of. All right, I want to see what the tarot says, because this card gave me a whole narrative. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so we have 3 of Pentacles as the first card out. The middle card in the spread is the 8 of Cups. Okay. And then we have Major Arcana, the Lovers. Card number 6. So, this coming together, 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, Lovers, almost felt like a up, down, up, was kind of like a vibration I was feeling, seeing these cards, interpreting them. Okay. Okay. Remember how I was talking about faith? Because I'm getting a couple of different messages at once. This concept of faith and the importance of faith. And I love how when I look at the thing, I saw 22 on the clock, 2200 on the live counter. And I just said that. 222s for me are all about keeping the faith, remaining in faith. 00 is the void, the everything and nothing, the beginning and the end. I feel as though for some, this is a moment in which maybe you are feeling a little bit like you're in void space. You're in some kind of pause. You're in a threshold. You are in a liminal space. You can call it limbo. For some, you may call it purgatory if it's not feeling as juicy. For others, like an in-between. There's something about this in-between liminal space, feeling these transitional energies, transformations, whatever's going on. And there's been like this power of pause. And there's been like inaction. Or at the very least, if not inaction, lesser action. In the pause, what would best serve is to reconnect with your faith and with your spirit intuition so that you receive the downloads and guidance about the next baby step to take. I feel that for some, with the 3 of Pentacles and this 8 of Cups, because this also can be a place of worship sometimes, like with what's in here. Like oftentimes 3 of Pentacles, usually it's like teamwork, relationships coming together and support. I'm almost feeling that for some of y'all, this is a moment in which there may have been some kind of like I'm almost feeling as if you, reader, you, consumer, listener, viewer, subscriber, whatever is the appropriate loving noun for those of you who are still continuing to receive this transmission, if you would be this character who's on the platform, this 3 of Pentacles card, basically, if you're just listening to audio, this person standing on like a bench or a platform, a little bit elevated to 2 other peers. This person on the platform has the hammer in their hand as if they are actually doing the construction, the maintenance, the building of the building, whereas the other folks are down a level below them, holding essentially a document that we could believe to be plans, blueprints, guidance. I don't know. It could be a total distraction for all we know. But that person up there is like, they're doing their thing, and then it's like, what's up? What are y'all saying? What are y'all talking about? And then it's like, here we see this character on this card. This person is walking away. Like Eight of Cups is about walking away, with emotions, like essentially being done and letting a situation go because it no longer serves. Even if that means walking away in night, even if it's been a sad goodbye, a heavier loss, a heavier letting go, a heavier release, it's like moving forward. And sometimes with the heaviness of emotion too, it is a baby step at a time. Think about when we are going through the loss or ending of a friendship, of a dating or intimate partnership or relationship, if we are just some kind of ending of connection where it causes emotional heaviness, heartache, heartbreak. I know going through those situations when I'm with ending, it's not always where the next day I'm that new, next best version of self, ready to take on the world. Like sometimes after that ending, it's like that night is the night where I need the tissues and the Kleenex. The next day is like where I'm like, I just want to sleep a little bit longer, and maybe I need to just watch something, or maybe I need to call someone, and maybe I need to go from crying on my own to crying with another or in community. Obviously, everybody, of course, has their own beautiful process for releasing and feeling emotions. However, we don't need to dwell in them, and we deserve to honor them. What I'm kind of feeling is with these baby steps and following your intuition and going in your own direction, damn fly bothering me. I feel as though some of y'all may have either been considering collaborating with another, having a project, doing something, whatever, whatever. You were building it, and I feel as though something either came up or came along. And if it hasn't, it soon shall, where maybe even though you really appreciated those relationships, you appreciated those connections, you appreciated whatever the shared initiative was, something changed where you're feeling guided to go in the direction of your own independent sovereignty, of your own independent fulfillment, to kind of go in the direction of your own manifestations and power. There's something here where, like, it's very interesting that I'm not feeling super collaborative energies off of this Three of Pentacles card today. I'm more so really feeling the energy of this person in regards to these other connections or people chiming in, where it's like, honestly, like, I'm sure this person has gratitude, so they may not say this out loud. So pardon me if this is very blunt, but there's some kind of internal dialogue that I'm feeling and sensing where it's like, honestly, I'm tired of y'all people fucking distracting me. I'm tired of being slowed down. I'm tired of dealing with people where it's never good enough, dealing with this perfectionism, dealing with holier than thou comparisons or standards. Trying to be this, like, if anybody's dealing with any religious or spiritual like comparison vibes where people are like being judgy, or stigmatizing, you're over it. I feel as though it's done. I will read the text on this card that they do give. Improvements underway, but delays around it. Renowned glory, place of worship. Interesting, because Eight of Cups, we have money problems, turning your back and walking away, knowing nothing more can be done. I'm feeling, putting them together, it's you were doing your gig, working on your craft, being in your zone, open up to some kind of collaboration, or at the very least, relationships, spending time with other people or in a certain community space. But there's a difference of opinion or people just not resonating. Like, obviously, of course, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because this is a general collective reading. So the intensity and how this looks is going to vary for everyone. But there's something that involved going back more into your emotional solitude in place and leaving things behind that do not serve you. Even if that meant leaving, quote unquote, under the guise of the full moon in the dead of night. Like, sometimes, we love to say that we're going to pack our things and move and travel under the daylight, under the sun. There are other times where we're just so done and we know it's go time that you just leave in the night. Or sometimes you just leave in the night because you're like, I don't even want to make a big deal. When they wake up, I'm gone. Now it's up to you to lean into your situation to see if that's healthy or not, because sometimes that is avoidant. Other times that actually is the safest bet, because sometimes people do need to flee a situation. So I always want to hold honorable space for that. Everything is very contextual about the exit. There is an exit here in the sense of being done. What's beautiful is that it ends in this line with the six of the lovers coming into union. I'm going to start mainly with the self, coming into union of one's holy masculine and feminine, one's divine masculine and feminine, these beautiful polarities of energy, where essentially leveling up in one's self-love, as well as experiencing a truer and deeper sense of harmony that comes from having quote unquote balanced energies, i.e., dancing with the energies and polarities of the universe, right? Like balance is not a static thing. It's always a dance that's like shifting in every second or context or moment. And depending on that said moment, it may require a certain kind of response or reaction that's different from another, a certain energy than another. There's times of stillness and passivity as there are of activity and direct action or implementation. I want to see what the bottom of the deck is. I'm going to get some clarification. I want to see. I knew it. Okay. So bottom of the deck is we have Seven of Pentacles. And then the bottom of the Starseed Oracle is wait. It's not time yet. Things are being woven. And I've been getting a lot of messages about this pause and patience today, as well as with my clients and collective this past week, as well as also what's been my own personal channel messages. So if you're tuning into this live, you may be dealing with some of these themes. Okay, so bottom of the deck, Starseed Oracle is wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. And look at this person. Look at them on the threshold of a portal, a galaxy, just right there in the ethers, in the liminal space, in the liminal space, in the liminal space. Yes. Okay, babies, you're in the liminal space. You're in the liminal space. Okay, we are in the liminal space. Oh, we got it. We got to goosebumps. Okay, slow it down because we're channeling faster. Okay, babies. So we are in the liminal space. And here's how we're feeling on the earth level. Here's how we are feeling. Seven of Pentacles. Like whenever I see homeboy over here, okay, leaning on the tool, I love this card. They're looking at their garden. They're looking at their pentacles. They're looking at their environment. They're looking at what's in front of their face, real life, real world, because pentacles coins earthly level, 3D. You're looking at your environment, at your finances, like what's real, your body, like touch it, taste it, turn it, leave it, stop on it, you know? This energy, for me, when I get it, is usually one that also evokes senses of waiting and patience. However, on the 3D level, when we see this person, they kind of look like, honestly, the energy of being over it. At worst. At best, it's just kind of like, I call it the, Like if it was a young child, this is the child who's asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Like that's the energy. Now the adult version has learned better to not say it out loud as much. Otherwise they'll probably will get popped for annoying everyone. But however, this adult person, I'm feeling the energy. They're like, it's like even over here, liminal space in front of the portal, in front of the galaxy. It's like there's this energy where it's like, okay, like Lion's Gate. Okay, full moon in Aquarius. Okay, Spirit, I've been listening. I've been praying. I've been meditating. You can change this up for whatever your practices are, but you're like to your guides, to your highest self, your ancestors. You're like, I've been on my J-Lo trying to get right. So, like, what's really good? Like, I'm feeling as though folks are like, what is the tea? And okay. So here's a couple of things, a couple of messages. Now it's coming together in addition to the patience. Okay, Spirit. Wow, you're really coming at. You gonna come that way? All right. Things are also feeling slow because we're being slowed down and paused because it's like we need to get our energy right. This is the invitation to come back into unconditional love. Deep, true, joyous self-love, abundant self-love. Love that is not just being engaged in for some kind of transactional benefit, for some kind of utilitarian exercise, not to just check something off of a list. Like, this is not like, I did my self-love, I love me, and just kind of like, fake it till you make it. Like, no fakeness, no falsity here. There's no space for fakeness, by the way, in the reality and the vibration that we're up leveling into. PS, like, I'm not a fan of the fake it till you make it approach. I think there are different ways in which we can emulate things that we want. That could probably be a whole nother video. Entitwe. How do you feel about your energy right now? And I ask this without judgment. Do you feel that you're in a space of being connected with joy, with love, with sacred pleasure, without guilt or shame? Are you feeling that you can make sovereign decisions and that you deserve to make sovereign decisions without guilt or shame? Do you feel that you are worthy of the abundance, the joy, the love, and freedom that exists for you now, but really on the other side of these portals as Spirit is setting it up? And for everyone who's verbally answering yes, are you vibrationally answering yes? And for anybody who is very willing, courageous, and open to say no to any of those things, I want to celebrate that reflection as well. And then invite you to choose to move in the vibrational direction of being ready, to move in the vibrational direction of joy. This is why some of it is saying the baby steps take action while there's a pause. The pauses don't, I would say, be mindful to not allow yourself to get pulled into backwards patterns, behaviors, or connections that do not serve the version of self that you are choosing to evolve into, the higher vibrational self that you really resonate with and seek to become more of. Do not entertain people that would detract and take away from the pentacles and cultivations you've got and or keep you just at that level. Simultaneously, intuitively take inspired action so that you generate some motion. There's this element here of not rushing and waiting for divine timing to know when and how to act on a grander level, while simultaneously holding space for little mini steps and movement to get away from the emotions and things that do not serve you, so that you're holding more space for brightness and love to enter into your life. So yes, part of it is getting away from negativity, density, and darkness that does not serve and moving towards light, while at the same token, not feeling that you have to rush and push yourself through some kind of door or portal. There is an element of literally everything step by step going on. Yeah, this is the matter of divine timing and really coming into loving union with yourself. All right. Hi, speaking of coming into loving union, look who's wanting attention. Look at the guest star on the camera, Miss Callie. Girl, what you doing? Oh, bless you. Ma'am. Lots to say. See, she's got the confirmation. All right, let's get an angels and ancestors card. I want to get a clarifier, and then we'll get ready to wrap, because this has been a pretty juicy channeling. A good amount of time. Ooh, yep. Raziel with intuition. Flying out. Beautiful. We're going to take the bottoms of the deck. These are good. Shamael, Serenity, bottom of the deck with the Angels of Atlantis. Look at this beautiful, gorgeous lilac palace. If you work with the lilac light, very much invited to work with that. Also, you can call in Violet Ray and Flame as well. And then we have Raziel with intuition. And here we have Energy centers coming in balance. We're going to the higher chakras as well. Hold space for lower. Tree of life. Raziel, from what I recall, is one of the angels, archangels, holy angels associated really with a lot of alchemical wisdom, higher mysticism, really tapping into and mastering our intuitive, psychic, spiritual, however you want to call it, gifts and abilities. Yeah, I just feel very like high vibrational alchemist wizardry coming from Raziel when that comes through. Shemael, I need to learn more about. But with the Raziel card, and that's the one that flew out as far as intuition, I believe that's truly echoing what I've been stating throughout this reading is can you give yourself permission to act based off of your intuition? Do you trust yourself and trust your intuition enough to follow the guidance? And if you do, then show it to yourself, and then celebrate it as you do it. Celebrate and be like, I followed my guidance, and look how it paid out. Look how it played out. What did it teach me? What does it give me? Even if it doesn't come positively, can you still choose yourself anyway? Because that's another lesson for forgiveness. It's like continue to choose yourself, choose your intuition, lean in, and go as guided. There's a point of the stillness. Notice how this is the stillness and this is the wait. However, it's like we go in and out of stillness so that we can receive downloads, transmissions, guidance, ideas, inklings, nudgings, feelings of what to do or where to go next, how to proceed. With Shemael here, with Serenity, bottom of the deck, I love that because this is about the cultivation of your internal peace and environment, cultivating your own inner sanctum. And possibly also for, like, not to, this is with the utmost respect, if any of you have been possibly putting yourselves in certain communal spaces, religious spaces, spiritual spaces, but some kind of environment in which you were hoping to find uplift, and what have you, and it hasn't felt good or nourishing, this is the invitation to free yourself from that environment with that Eight of Cups especially. Free yourself from that environment and create your own. Create your own place of nourishment, your own place of spiritual worship, your own landscape of excellence and divinity, even if this is in the power of your beautiful imagination. There is a call and invitation to be. There's a point, it's a choice also, by the way, when we're waiting, quote unquote, for things. It is our choice to be in a place of wait where we're in agony, waiting to see what's coming next, feeling frustrated, be like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Versus, can we be in serenity, appreciating and loving where we are at, let alone where we'll go? Can we be in serenity by connecting with our divinity, with the universe, with source, and trusting that better is not only possible, but better is coming our way, flowing towards us, like even with this water, being reflected to us in various ways. Some of y'all might want to do some water rituals or portal rituals involving water. I don't know, that just came through right now. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Yeah, this is a very, very interesting read, collective. Very, very fascinating. All right, I'm going to summarize this and kind of close this out because, wow, the time just flew by. We are being invited to exercise patience, to not engage in unnecessary urgency or rush. We are being invited to honor our true emotions and feelings. And if spaces and or people and connections do not make us feel good, truly to our core, even if just because it happens to be in a building or under a label that seems to be good, whatever, if it's not authentic and it doesn't resonate, Allow yourself to walk away. And for some, even if that means being strategic with your walk away and moving, and if the safest and most peaceful way to do it even is under the light of the moon, this full moon in Aquarius, free yourself, especially full moon in Aquarius. Thank you, Aquarius. Yes, this is why we're closing out. We're at 44 minutes, 44 seconds. Full moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is the water bearer. Carries that water. That means also Aquarius can drop that shit like a bad habit. And for some of y'all, it is about dropping bad emotional habits and patterns. Ooh, Spirit is giving the rah-rah at the end. Okay, Aquarius. And so if this Aquarius, like let's just say the character on this card, even though I know this is the cup suit, they left all these cups behind. They're not carrying any of these emotions. So free yourself. Aquarius is here to be like, what do you need to let go of to experience your freedom and abundance and to make a positive contribution upon the world and leave a positive legacy? What is affecting your legacy? What is affecting you? Is this the legacy you want to be a part of? And if not, get out. Be done. Free yourself. Walk away. If it's been built up, it can be broken down. If it's been broken down, you can build something new. Maybe some of y'all is building something new. Because we saw this old decrepit portal here. Sometimes, it's going through the final parts of the old space and phase of shit before we get to the new one. The old institutional doorways, like exiting them, walking away, allowing ourselves to even exit. Even if we think about this as an exit, as well as the entrance into the new. It's like exiting the old to get to the new. And there's a little bit of things being put in order. Spirit is saying, we haven't fully set the table yet. Okay? But that does not mean we don't want you still getting dressed for dinner. That doesn't mean we don't want you to adorn yourself. What I've been channeling for Leo season, one of the mantras, I am arriving. And it is a mantra of the season. ING, I am arriving. Leo season's not done. It's not done so yet, at least not for everyone, in my opinion. Where are we arriving? Our crowning ceremony, our coronation, our next stage, our next platform of excellence and shining and sharing our light and our voice, and doing so radiantly, abundantly, with the proudest, most confident roar of the lion, of the Leo. That is the invitation of where we're being led. Many of us know that and have accepted the call and have been doing our best to move in that direction. That's why some of it is the baby steps. And now we're in this moment of pause where we're like, especially after the portal and this full moon bringing up a lot of energy, slowing a lot down in this reflection. It's like, Spirit, wait, what's really good? What do I do next? Wait, what's happening? And Spirit is like, be in peace and serenity with us, with Spirit, with your intuition, with your intuitive voice, and come back into your own loving harmony and union. Come into your own appreciation of your energy, the way in which you are a full and complete sovereign being. You are your own divine masculine. You are your own divine feminine. You are a full and complete, beautiful divine being, some greater than your parts. And it's about, can you feel that and embrace that and believe that, even if and when there aren't major, blaring examples occurring in your physical environment or right before your eyes? Can you believe and feel that excellence even before it fully lands on earth and shows itself through your more conventional five senses? That's what I feel like where we're at. So rest, take it easy, no fakes, no frauds. Protect your energy. You're worth it. And take a baby step when it comes through, when the inspiration hits, allow it. And then if you don't know what to do next, or there's no more inspiration, pause, wait, rejuvenate, connect with Spirit, drink water, mind your business, choose joy, choose something joyous, move in the direction of joy. Choose not to remain in negativity and negative space. Even if you have to deal with certain characters due to some kind of, professional obligation, contractual obligation, some kind of commitment that's ongoing that maybe you can't extricate yourself from yet, for whatever reason, it's still a choice of how much focus you put on them, though. And it's still a choice of if you let that existence determine what is yet to come. All right? I feel very complete with this. So let me know, folks, if that resonates with you. Once again, I am Dil Divine. This is Abundant Insights. This is our channel. If you would like a personal reading or a personal service with me, please check out the description box as there's information and links down below. I am an intuitive life coach. I call myself a soul embodiment coach because I believe the magic of your soul contains all of the abundance, joy, freedom that you want and need and deserve, as well as a card reader and energy calibrator. So I've got some gifts and talents I would love to share with y'all. However, I still hope you come back. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna go give this doggy some lovin' because she's clearly like wanting to perform and get her attention right now. So with that, I will see you soon. And be sure, again, to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any thoughts, feelings, reactions to this, as well as how are the energies affecting you right now. And if you want me to read about some particular topic, I'm very open to suggestions. I'm a generator, so I do well with responding to things. So give me something to respond to. I'll choose whether or not to if it resonates, but I appreciate it. All right, I love y'all, and we shall be back. And here comes the doggy.